everybody, happy Saturday and welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and this is Stitched Up. I hope you're all well and enjoying this gorgeous summery weather that we're still having in the UK. It must be one of the best summers that I've known for a long time, so it's really hot. So I'm back in my summer house this afternoon and I thought today that I would show you some of the makes that I've done over the last couple of months. So also at the end of this video today, I'm going to announce the winner of my 1000 subscriber giveaway. So the entries are now closed, and in my last video I announced that I would be doing a little giveaway for reaching 1000 subscribers. So for all of you that have entered, I will be announcing who's going to be the winner of this gorgeous seamstress pin from Pink Coat Club at the end of this video, so watch out for that. So we're looking at May and June. Now, looking at the things I've got to show you today, it's very clear it's mostly it's all about the dresses. So yeah, I've made a lot of dresses this last couple of months, so let's have a look at what I've been up to. I've just changed angles a little bit so that you can actually see some of the things that I'm going to be showing you. So the first thing that I want to show you was the Seamwork Catarina dress. Now, I made this earlier this month out of this really lovely viscose fabric. This is my dress here. It's not, I can't show it very well because I've not got a coat hanger on this one, but basically it's a summer dress with little shoestring straps and this gorgeous tropical viscose fabric that I bought a while ago now. I can't remember where I got it from actually, but it was in my stash, and it's got little birds on there. Look, there's cockatoos, or is it a cockatoo or a cockatiel? I'm not quite sure. And yeah, it's got this lovely tropical design on there. So it's basically really simple to make. Now yeah, it's got a darted bodice, so I've got it the wrong way around actually, bear with me. So yeah, it's got a darted bodice. So there's a couple of darts in the bodice and a simple gathered elasticated skirt. You can make this, I'll put some pictures in of me wearing it, but you can make it any length you want really. You can have it knee length or you can have it fully obviously down to your ankles if you wanted, make it into a maxi dress, but it's really nice. Now the only thing I will say about this is that I've made this dress once before last year, and I lowered the bust darts. I had to make this a size smaller than I did last year because I'm a bit smaller than I was last year, and I lowered the bust darts, but I think I lowered them a little bit too much, so they are too low, so I'm going to have to adjust that. But for a nice simple summer dress, it's a really straightforward, easy pattern. The other thing as well, I didn't have enough of this fabric. The bodice is supposed to be fully lined, but I didn't have enough. I think I used 2 meters of fabric to get this dress out of, and I am 5'10", so if you're more petite than me, you might be able to get this out of not as much fabric. So what I did was I just used the scraps to create some bias binding to bind the the sleeves and the bodice, yeah, so you can see that there, and it works quite well. I will say that this isn't the most flattering style on me. I think you'll see that when you see the pictures, because it's quite loose fitting at the top and the skirt's loose fitting, and there's plenty of gathers around the waist, and I do think it's not exactly the most flattering thing for me. So I've put a little bit of weight on these last couple of months, and I'm really trying to get that back off because I'm going on holiday soon and I don't want to be big on my holiday. So yeah, it's not the most flattering style, but for me at the minute, but yeah, that's one of the first things that I made. Now back in May we had the Sew My Style challenge, which was for the Durand Dress, and this is my version here. Wow, that's coming up really yellow on screen. Honest to God, it's not that acid yellow in real life, but I did the full-on frills flounce version, so it's got a really nice like a Nehru collar with buttons up the front. I've not got this buttoned up at the minute, but you can see that there. Buttons to the waistline, again some gathers in the waist. I did the little sleeve flounces there, and I also put the flounce around the bottom hem as well. I'll put some pictures of me wearing it, but yeah, this is coming up really bright yellow on screen, and honestly, it's not this bright in real life. So this fabric, if I can just show you a bit closer, is like a lemon waffle fabric, and I got this from, I think I got it from the textile centre, and it was perfect for this dress. I have top stitched all around the back, all around the neckline, and yeah, and also around the waist as well. There's some tops, I don't know if you can see that there, there's some top stitching around the waist there. So yeah, and I just used some simple white buttons from my stash to button it up, and it's lovely, it's really nice. I'd like to make another version. I think the next version that I'm going to make, I think I will either leave off the flounces on the sleeve, or I'll leave off the flounce on the bottom, one or the other. So yeah, but I definitely will make this again because it's a really lovely dress. So that's my next one. What else have I got to show you? In my last video, obviously, if you watched that one, I will put a link to it down below if you missed it, but I made the Jessica dress by Mimi G out of this really lovely Lady McElroy cotton lawn that I got from Sewsfaction. Not sure if they still got it, but it's the brushstroke cotton lawn, and it's gorgeous, it's absolutely gorgeous. I put the huge pockets on the front. Again, I will put another picture in to show you this, but you guys have seen it before if you watched my last video, so I'm not going to concentrate on that too much. But that was, yeah, one of my other successful makes this month. Again, I used buttons from my stash. These buttons, actually, my husband is a prison officer, and these buttons I've just rescued from some of his old shirts. That he gets new shirts every year, and yeah, when they're no good anymore and we're throwing his old shirts out, I just cut off all the buttons and reuse them. So yeah, because I just think buttons are quite expensive really, but anyway, yeah, love that dress. Next up, I have made, this is, I can't remember which pattern it is, but it's a new look pattern. And again, this is a bit creased actually. It is a off the shoulder, double flounced straight dress, if you can see that there. And again, this is some really lovely viscose fabric that I bought from the textile centre. Not sure if they still have it, but if they do, I will put a link to it down below for you. It's got a really lovely double flounce, which is supposed to be, I'm sorry it's a bit creased, it's just come off my ironing pile actually. And yeah, it's sleeveless inside, which I have just bound with the edges with some satin bias binding, but you could use self fabric if you've got enough. The instructions are really easy to follow, and yeah, this is just going to be a really nice dress to wear on my holiday. So I'll put some pictures in of me wearing this as well. The only thing that you have to, that I didn't think about when I made this, was obviously with it being stripes, and when you create the flounce for this, it's in sort of like a circle, and obviously the stripes end up going all different ways. So it's fine, it doesn't bother me too much, but if that bothers you, then don't use a stripy fabric, is what I would say with that. Now, I did have some left over of that fabric. I think I had three meters altogether, so I made myself a little Ogden cami out of the remainder as well, which is just gorgeous. I absolutely love this top, this pattern. I think I've made about 4 or 5 times now, and I love it. It's just, for the weather that we're having at the minute, it's absolutely perfect. So yeah, so another easy, quick half-hour make, I think that took me to make that out of the leftovers. And I forgot to even tell you what I'm wearing. I've got a ready-to-wear white vest on today, but I'm also wearing, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, okay, I'm back. Right, so I'm wearing my sweet shorts from Pattern Runway that I made a couple of months ago. So these have got the scallop front, and they're top stitched. Don't know if you, it's not coming up very well because of the shadows in the summer house, but yeah, so these are really lovely. Thankfully, let me just move you around again. Okay, so I'm back. Okay, so thankfully they are, they still fit me because I have put on some weight, which is a bit depressing, but anyway. Okay, next up is a McCalls pattern that I made. I've never made this pattern before, but I've seen and I haven't seen that many out there actually on the internet, but there is a blogger that I follow called Margot, and her blog is called Creating in the Gap. She's Canadian, I believe. I'll put a link to her down below, but she's made an absolutely amazing, she makes some gorgeous clothes actually, but she's made a really lovely version of this, and it's a 2-piece with like a sort of semi crop top and culottes as well. So these are the culottes here. and again in this gorgeous tropical print cotton sateen I got from the textile centre again. It's got a side invisible zip, if you can just see that there, so that's gone in really nice and neat, and they're quite wide legged, these culottes, and they're really nice. The top that goes with them is this one here. Let me just get that if I can show you it properly. Okay, so this is the top. So it's a little crop top with a v-neck. No, it's not got a v-neck. It's got sort of a crossover at the front, and it's quite cropped, and then at the back it's got a lovely little V at the back there, if you can see that. And it's yeah, it's really pretty actually, and I'm really pleased with how this came out. So I'll put some pictures of me wearing that as well. The sunshine's just come out, so it's got a bit brighter in here at the minute. Okay, so yeah, I really like this. I've not worn it yet actually, but because it's just been too hot, and with this being cotton sateen, I just think it's a little bit bit thick to be wearing when it's so hot. We're having temperatures of sort of 30 degrees at the minute, so it's a bit too much. So, but yeah, I'm probably going to take this on holiday with me and hopefully wear it in one of the evenings while I'm away. So that's the next outfit I made. Now I also made this dress. Now this is a little bit of a fail. This is the, I think it's Salme patterns. They're I think they're an Australian company, and it's their Sylvia dress, and I've wanted to make this for a while now. I made it out of this really lovely flamingo, because I'm all about flamingos. I love flamingos. Made this out of some flamingo cotton poplin that I had in my stash, and I did some piping around the waistband, and this is why it's a bit of a fail, because the piping's just not brilliant at all. I think the colour match is great, because I bought this, I just bought some turquoise plain cotton to make the piping myself, but it's just not very straight at all. And it's got, again, it's got a side zip, which I used a pink invisible zip for this, which you can just see there. The match-up isn't too bad, but it's not perfect. But I'm just a little bit disappointed with the piping. I think that looks a bit, yeah, it's not too great. Now, the other thing, I mean, I do love how it came together. The inside of the bodice is just lined in some white cotton lawn that I had from my stash. And it's just such a lovely summer dress. It's got a nice sort of straight skirt at the bottom, and the only thing is I can't show, I'll put a picture of the patterning, but I'm not going to put this on for you because at the minute it's too tight. Yep, we're back to that weight gain again, so it's just far too tight on the bodice for me at the minute, but I'm hoping when I've lost a little bit of weight that I've put on, I'll be able to get back in it comfortably again. But what I'm thinking I might do is actually take that band out and just then sew the top, the bodice to the skirt, but obviously that's a fair bit of work because there's lots of piping in there, and you know, I can't be bothered at the minute, so especially because it doesn't fit me. So yeah, so that's that one. Next up is the Sew Over It penny dress. Now I bought this really lovely viscose fabric from the textile centre again. They seem to be my go-to fabric store at the minute, and I bought 3 meters of this, and I've made the penny dress out of it. Now I did make the penny dress last year out of some cotton, but I attached a different skirt to it because I didn't have enough to make the full circle skirt for the bottom of this dress. So I attached a different skirt, and it just didn't work. It didn't look right at all. So because I had enough of this fabric, I've done the proper full Monty here. It's got this really lovely skirt. It's not showing up very well at all, but essentially it's got a lovely little collar on there. There's supposed to be some gathering on the yoke. I don't know if you can see, you can't really see it very well. There's a yoke there, and there's supposed to be a bit of gathering on the front, but actually I didn't really need it to fit this. So I don't know what I went wrong with that, but anyway, it still works. Everything fits together nicely, and yeah, I've made it quite long, so it's almost midi length, I think. So I'll put some pictures of me wearing. Got a loose thread somewhere there. I haven't actually hemmed this yet because I've had it on my mannequin to let the hem drop, so that's the thing with circle skirts. You always need to let the hem drop because part of the skirt is cut on the bias, and it can, if you hem it too soon, it will stretch out and be a bit uneven, whatnot. So you need to leave it. I usually leave them for a week, to be honest. But yeah, I do need to hem this now, but it's a lot of hemming, and I'm still finishing bridesmaid dresses. Don't tell anybody, the wedding's next week. Anyway, okay, 2 more things to show you. One of them is the sailboat dress that I made, that I did show this in my last video, with the lovely v-neck that I used the McCalls pattern. I can't remember the number of it, but I will put a link in to show you, that I made from, it was a pattern that was free with Love Sewing magazine a few months ago, and this gorgeous fabric I bought from the lovely Cheryl Temple of Stitchy Bee. She does have this back in stock if you want to go and have a look. It's really nice. It's really super soft jersey, and yeah, so I'm not going to concentrate too much on that, but I also made another version of this, which is this one here, and this is a really lovely, I don't know if you can see that, if it's coming up that well, but it's a gorgeous scuba crepe fabric. So it's quite lightweight, because I do think scubas for this time of year especially are just too much, but this one's quite lightweight, and I made another version of it with the v-neck. If you can see that there, again, this V's not perfect, but because it's quite a busy floral print, I think I can get away with it. So I'll put some pictures of me wearing that one as well. So this was a really quick make. I think it took me an hour and a half, something like that. So that's that one. And then my final make for the last couple of months is another Ogden cami. So I wanted to have a little go at just altering the style a little bit. So using the cotton lawn that I'd got in my stash, I decided to make just a plain white one, and I decided to make some tie straps. Now these really work really well, and all I did was make, instead of making the 2 straps, I made 4 and just attached each one obviously to the bodice top, and it's worked really well. So yeah, so they're my makes for May and June. There's quite a few things there actually, and I didn't think that I'd done that much, but as I mentioned before, I've been really busy with the wedding, which is next Saturday. I've got the bridesmaid dresses done now, the bride's outfit is done, and it's just mine. The toile's done, toile, sorry, I always say toile, but it's toile, isn't it? Yes, the toile is done, and the plan is that tomorrow, Sunday, I'm going to make the full dress. So, wish me luck on that one. Okay, so finally, I just want to announce the winner of my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So if you've made it this far, well done. Thank you to everybody that entered. I've seen some really great ideas for other patterns out there that are free, that you can just find on the internet. So thank you for all of your ideas and tags for that. That's been brilliant. So the winner is a lovely lady, I'm assuming it's a lady, called, the Instagram handle is Sozenbach, is it? I'll put it along the bottom here. So if you would like to just message me, either you can message me through YouTube, or obviously you can message me on Instagram, and I will ensure that that pin will be winging its way to you shortly. So well done, and thank you again to everybody else that entered. So that's it from me today. I hope you have a lovely weekend. I'll be back really soon with some of my plans for the rest of July. As soon as I get this bridesmaid dress done tomorrow, I can then concentrate on me again. So yeah, so I'm really looking forward to starting to work on some other pieces for my holiday, which is coming up next month. So thank you again for joining. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. I think I'm over 1,200 subscribers now, so it's just amazing. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye.